YouTube, hey there, it's Casey Dimon here, TaxSaleAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just about to record an episode of the Tax Sale Podcast. As always, if you enjoy podcasts, check us out at TaxSalePodcast.com. There's a link down below to that website. Let's go ahead and record the audio portion right now. Welcome to the Tax Sale Podcast, where tax sale investing is made easy. My name is Casey Denman. I'm a tax sale veteran. I am the leading tax sale expert. I'm the author of the Tax Sale Playbook, founder of the Tax Sale Academy, and I am your host right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast episode. As always, this is a completely free podcast and is brought to you through and because of the Tax Sale Academy. If you are looking to learn more about investing in tax defaulted real estate, just head on over to TaxSaleAcademy.com. Last week, I received an email. It was from somebody who has never invested in real estate before. According to them, they have spent many hours learning a great deal about tax sale investing, but they were still afraid to get started. They feared they would lose their money, or they just wouldn't know what they were doing in the middle of that investment. And this is far too common amongst many new investors. They have this fear inside of them that holds them back. And it's actually something that many experienced investors also go through when they go into new areas, new property types, new markets, that kind of thing. So I think it's incredibly important to point out that if you have a fear of investing, you are not alone. This is something that so many people struggle with. So I wanted to do a podcast episode on this topic today. I want you to be able to leave today's episode and have a plan of attack to overcome any fears, any anxiety, any of the hesitation that you might have with tax sale investing. And to overcome those fears, I can really sum it up into 4 key components. The first one is going to be through education. And I'm not necessarily talking about getting a real estate degree or going through an online training course or whatever else, although those can certainly be very helpful options. When I started in the tax sale business many years ago, I simply started by doing as much research as possible about the business. I bought the few books that existed about tax sale investing at that time. I read all the different websites, which at the time were very limited. Mind you, this was the early 2000s. And then I went and I would talk to anyone who knew anything about tax sale investing and who would take just a few minutes to speak with me. My education certainly had plenty of gaps that caused me issues down the road. But the biggest issues that I see people having in this business are going to be related to their education or their knowledge of this business. From the outside, in the simplest terms, you are buying tax defaulted real estate at deep discounts, hopefully, and then you're selling those properties. And if you did your homework correctly, you likely made some money in the meantime. That's the business in a nutshell. And that's the business that draws people into it. Those are the headlines, the catchphrase, the clickbait, whatever you want to call it. That's what draws people in. Unfortunately, that's like telling somebody that you can find millions and millions of dollars worth of gold in the ground. Sure, it is absolutely possible. But all of the other details are going to be the differences between somebody who succeeds in this business and somebody who fails in this business. There are plenty of places to learn about tax sale investing. I have nearly 1,000 completely free trainings. I've got a free book. I've got lots of other resources. I've also got the Academy if you really want to get the step-by-step comprehensive knowledge necessary. You can also, of course, learn and explore on your own. The resources to learn about this business, they are out there, and they are more readily accessible than they have ever been before. But it is up to you to take advantage of these resources. The fact of the matter is this: the more complete your knowledge is of this business, the better of an investor you will be. The more gaps that you have in your knowledge and in your training, the more difficult of a time you will have in this business. But here's the cool part. You control that. You are the variable. This is not impacted by outside factors. This is impacted solely by your desire to educate yourself about this business. Become an expert in all things tax-sale investing, and you will experience tremendous levels of success. Take the time to take advantage of all the resources that you have at your disposal by utilizing the internet to educate yourself. That's going to be a key way to overcome your fear of investing. All right, the next component to overcoming your fear is practice. You can go through every single piece of training information in the world. You can watch all of my videos. You can listen to all of my podcasts. You can go through the Academy 10 times. And I can even come to your house and train you personally until I am blue in the face. But until you begin to apply this knowledge to the real world, nothing will ever really click the way it should. And unfortunately, many people simply stop at the learning phase. They never attempt to practice. It's a state of mind that many people call paralysis by analysis. Somebody learns and learns and learns, but they never do. Once you have filled in every single knowledge gap that you think you might have about this business, go out there and practice. Don't learn and just start immediately buying properties based off your book knowledge. Take the time to go through the process as you are practicing. And when I say practice, I really mean it. I want you to go through that entire process just like you're spending your hard-earned money. Go ahead and find the county that you want to invest in. Learn about the county. Read their rules. Register for that auction. Research the entire list. Attend the auction. And even bid silently to yourself. And then see how you did. After that, sit down and analyze that process you went through. What were you confident in your understanding of? What were you not confident with? The idea behind this practice is to help you identify the remaining knowledge gaps that you might have while gaining practical experience in the meantime, yet not burning through your money that you have to invest. It should help you become a more and more comfortable and confident investor, especially through that preparation stage, the research, the auction studying, that kind of thing. And it should help you locate what you don't yet know about this business. After that, you're halfway there. But then you get into the aspect of this business where it's time to really start moving forward, really start overcoming those fears. And a lot of fearful investors think the best way to move forward is to try to bull rush through everything. But it's actually the exact opposite. A key component of overcoming your fear to invest is having patience. A common issue that many new investors face is that they were not able to find the properties that they wanted to purchase at the price they wanted to purchase them at in their first auction or two. Now, with this in mind, I'm going to be a little bit brash here, perhaps. If you think you can walk into this business and go to an auction or two and walk out with a property that will make you $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, then this business certainly is not for you. If that is you, you do not have the long-term sustainability to make it. You don't have the patience required. During your practice and during your preparation phase, you should be able to locate markets that are desirable based on your specific investment objectives, which include price and margin. If you have failed to find a market that works for you, continue to explore different markets. They say that there are 3,000 properties sold in this business every single day. Now, I'm not that good at math, but when we multiply that by 365, that's a lot of tax defaulted real estate that is sold every single year. Sure, there are areas, there are auctions, there are properties that sell for far too much money. But that's everything in life. That's life. There are cars that sell for too much money, hotels that sell for too much. There are tacos that sell for too much money. When we see something for too much money, we keep moving forward. Just like we aren't going to that taco truck and paying $100 for a taco, you should not overpay for a property. Instead, find a different property. Find a different market. Find a different strategy. We control the knowledge. We control the effort. We control the funding, the strategy. We control so many things, but we do not control all of the variables. We don't control the auction dates, the property selection, the competition. We don't control some of the most important stuff to us as tax sale investors. The market and the state laws do. So do not force yourself to invest in anything just because you think you're ready and you should be investing right now. Wait. Have patience. Wait for that right property. Wait for that easy no-lose property. Wait. Don't force yourself to invest. Please have patience. The right property will come along if you are doing everything correctly. I can assure you of that. And the last way to eliminate your fear of investing is, well, experience. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I possibly gain experience when I'm too afraid to get started? Simple. Combine the components that we just discussed and now really make an effort to analyze them. If you are taking action in this business every single day, you are gaining experience. Sure, it might not be the actual process of buying and selling tax defaulted real estate, but experience with investing is much, much more than just a transaction. Please remember that. There is much more to this business. There's much more to overcoming your fear, to gaining experience than a simple transaction. The first auction that I attended, I can remember vividly that I was shaking so bad from nerves that I could barely sign myself in on the registration sheet. I was so nervous, I had to tell myself, Casey, relax, breathe normal, and try to write legibly. By the next auction, I had the experience of the first auction to build off of, and I was a little bit calmer. And then every auction after that became more and more tolerable and much easier for me. The same can be said when I started researching properties or when I started placing bids or doing 100 other things in this business not directly related to a transaction. Build knowledge and keep practicing, keep moving forward every single day. One of the best things you can do is go to an auction simply to watch. Pay attention to what's going on. That's a heck of a way to gain experience without yet spending your money. Again, if you are building and expanding your knowledge in this business, if you are doing something every single day to move the needle in your tax sale business, then you are gaining experience. Now, when we combine each one of these things, gaining the knowledge required, practicing what you learn, having patience, and gaining experience along the way, you will undoubtedly gain the confidence necessary to move forward and to move past your fear of investing, and you will be successful in this business. But when you do all that and you are still fearful to move forward, my suspicion would be that you are lacking in one of the key components that we discussed today. So go back, figure out what that is, keep building on these 4 key components, and keep moving forward every single day. And your confidence will gradually increase, and your fear will decrease, and you'll be ready to invest in no time. Listen, I truly want you to take advantage of this incredible business. I want you to have the confidence necessary to push forward. And I really hope that today's episode gets you pointed in the right direction to make that next step. If this episode or any of our other episodes here on the Tax Sale Podcast has helped you out, please take just a few seconds out of your day to leave us some positive feedback. We notice every single review, and we are so thankful for those who have taken the time to leave one already. And if we can help in any way, there are a bunch of links in today's show notes, including one to our primary site at taxsaleacademy.com, where we offer step-by-step comprehensive tax sale investment training. Take care, and we'll see you next time right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Bye-bye.